Welcome to Deer Hunt, Wisconsin 2017. I'm Dan Small. For 26 years, we produced this special program designed to bring you up to date on deer management issues and hunting opportunities here in Wisconsin. As always, we'll cover the basic information you'll need to have a successful deer season. Wisconsin enjoys a great deer hunting tradition and a positive national reputation as one of the top whitetail states. We'll focus on that tradition of families and friends returning to the familiar hunting grounds we cherish. Again this year, there are some new regulations, and we'll go over those to help you understand the rules before you step into the woods on opening morning. And as always, we'll provide a forecast for this year's hunt in each region of the state. Much of the information is in the pages of the 2017 Deer Hunting Regulations booklet, available at license outlets and at DNR service centers around the state. Some rules have changed since the booklets were printed this past summer. We'll post further changes on the Deer Hunt Wisconsin Facebook page. And if you miss any part of this show or want to see it again, you can watch the entire show on the Deer Hunt Wisconsin YouTube page. A lot of us are using social media and downloadable apps on our smartphones these days. Check out the Hunt Wisconsin app. It lets you connect with other hunters and store information about the area where you hunt. You can download it free at huntwisconsinapp.com. The Go Wild licensing and registration system is now in its third year, and through Go Wild you can purchase your deer license, select your antlerless tags, and print them all at home at no cost. Or if you prefer, there are still more than 1,000 license agents where you can purchase licenses and tags. With each deer hunting license, you'll receive one buck carcass tag valid in any unit statewide, and one or more farmland zone antlerless deer carcass tags valid in the deer management unit and land type of your choice. You may select your farmland zone antlerless tags when you buy your deer license or defer the selection until a later date. Bonus antlerless tags are valid only in the zone, deer management unit, and land type indicated on the tag. Bonus tags went on sale in August and may no longer be available for the unit where you hunt. Bonus tags may be purchased at the rate of one per day until the unit is sold out or until the season ends. Youth hunters ages 10 through 17 will receive a junior antlerless deer tag with each license they purchase. The tag is valid for taking one antlerless deer in any unit statewide where taking an antlerless deer is allowed. Youth hunters are not required to specify the zone or unit, but they must indicate whether they plan to hunt private or public access land. There are also special opportunities for Class A or C disabled hunters as well, and those are spelled out in the regulations and online. You must carry proof of a valid deer hunting license and deer tags when hunting, but you're no longer required to carry your carcass tags in the field or attach them to your deer, and tags no longer have to be validated or kept with the meat. Proof can be in the form of a Go Wild conservation card, your authenticated Wisconsin driver's license, printed copies of your license and tags, or a digital copy of your license and tags displayed on a smartphone or tablet. All deer taken must still be registered by 5 p.m. on the day after harvest, and you'll need your carcass tag numbers to do that. To sum up these changes again, you must carry proof of your license and tags, but you do not have to carry or attach your carcass tag to a harvested deer. You must, however, register a deer by 5 p.m. the day after you harvest it. You can register a deer easily online or by phone. Instructions are printed right on the tag. You can also register a deer at participating walk-in stations. Just look for one of these signs.
Raw power and speed. Meet American-made precision. Its reverse draw design and ultralight carbon fiber barrel make the Carbon Nitro RDX the perfect hunting machine. 10-point. Perfection lives here.
Scent Killer Gold attacks a wide range of odors, but most importantly, human odor. To make things even better, Wildlife Research Center just came out with Hunt Dry Technology Plus. It's now 99% effective at stopping replicated human odor 20 days after drying in testing at Rutgers University. It's simple. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt.
Want to be a better hunter? A better angler? Then subscribe to the best outdoor publication in the state, Outdoor News. You'll receive the latest outdoor news and information hunters want and anglers need. In each issue, you'll learn where the fish are biting, the best hunting spots, lake maps, tips from pros, and timely outdoor news you won't find anywhere else. Best of all, it's all about Wisconsin outdoors. Subscribing is easy. Just go to outdoornews.com or call 800-535-5191. Outdoor News is the sportsman's choice for outdoor information.
Milford Hills Hunt Club is Wisconsin's only 5-star shooting facility with the best in upland bird hunting, sporting clays, individual and corporate memberships, lodge and restaurant. The trading post offers new and used guns and a master gunsmith to handle firearm repairs and alterations. Sight in for deer season at the 50 Bay Shooting Range. Located in the hill country between Madison and Milwaukee, Milford Hills is the perfect venue for private parties, weddings, or corporate events. Learn more at milfordhills.com.
Raw power and speed. Meet American-made precision. Its reverse draw design and ultralight carbon fiber barrel make the Carbon Nitro RDX the perfect hunting machine. 10-point. Perfection lives here.
Deer Hunt Wisconsin 2017 is brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Tourism. Visit travelwisconsin.com and let the fun begin. By Wisconsin Outdoor News, the sportsman's choice for news and information. wisconsin-outdoor-news.com. By Scent Killer Gold, America's top brand. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt. And by the Honda Pioneer 1000 side-by-side, the biggest member of the Pioneer family. powersports.honda.com.
This year, the 9-day firearms deer season runs from November 18th through the 26th, and the muzzleloader season runs for 10 days immediately following the gun season, November 27th through December 6th. The 4-day December antlerless deer hunt will run from December 7th through the 10th, but only in deer management units that allow antlerless harvest. There's no antlerless harvest in Ashland, Vilas, and Iron counties, and that part of Eau Claire County east of Highway 27. The antlerless-only holiday hunt is back this year, and it runs from December 24th through January 1st in all or part of the 17 counties shown on this map. To participate, you or someone in your party must have an unused antlerless tag for the unit where you're hunting. Now that many hunters use trail cameras to monitor wildlife activity, you might capture some photos or videos you'd like to share. And if you post them on the Deer Hunt Wisconsin Facebook page, we'll consider using them on next year's show. And if we do, we'll give you credit in the show. Hunter numbers have been declining here in Wisconsin and across the country. Here's DNR Hunting and Shooting Sports Coordinator Keith Warnke to tell us about efforts to recruit new hunters and suggest ways you can help.
We know that the number of hunters, including deer hunters in Wisconsin, has been declining slowly over the past at least 10 years, maybe longer. And that's of grave concern for several reasons. Number one, it's a large part of the fabric of Wisconsin. It's important for us as Wisconsinites to have that hunting heritage. Number two, it does a lot to go forward funding conservation. Hunters and anglers pay for a lot of the great conservation that citizens see all over the state. Number three, hunting does a lot for population control. And finally, hunting in Wisconsin supports around 30,000 jobs. So there are some pretty serious consequences if the number of hunters continue to decline. Now, as a hunter, you may be asking yourself, what can I do to help? How can I get involved? Well, we know from surveys that the most important reason somebody actually went and bought a hunting license was because someone asked them to. If they had never been a hunter in the past, someone asked them and they went and bought a license. If they had maybe been a hunter in the past but dropped out of hunting and they bought a license because someone invited them back. So to make it easier for new hunters to get started or for lapsed hunters to get reactivated, DNR has available a first-time buyer's license award. And you can get that first-time buyer's license for just $5 if you've never bought a hunting license before or if you haven't bought a hunting license in the past 10 years. Another program that we have is a mentored hunting program, which allows anyone in the state who's interested in hunting to give it a try sort of before they buy, right? So you can go hunting without ever passing hunter safety or getting a hunter education safety certificate as long as you hunt with a mentor within arm's reach. Now, one of the nice things is that we have mentor rewards program to go along with that. So if you as a mentor or active Wisconsin deer hunter invite 3 people in to buy a first-time buyer's license, and they list you as the person who recruited them to buy that license, you end up getting a half-price license the next time you buy a Wisconsin DNR license. In our Hunt for Food program, we bring in adults who have an interest in hunting that stems from their interest in local free-range sustainable food. It seems to be a very strong interest. We have a long waiting list for the courses that we have in Madison and other courses that we have around the state. There are about 10 Hunt Deer for Food courses this fall in Wisconsin, and we spend about 4 weeks with folks and teach them everything from safe gun handling to scouting to deer biology to actual on-range training, butchering, field dressing, cooking, and eating of venison in these courses. So it's an intensive, engaging course, lots of hands-on training, and then we take them on a weekend deer hunt with some mentors who are longtime Wisconsin deer hunters who have the same motivations for food, camaraderie, and the common ground that brings all hunters together and really creates that one unifying platform where we gain so much support for hunting. And if people, when they come out of our courses, don't end up being avid hunters, we know through surveys that they're lifelong hunting supporters. So either way, whether they hunt or not, we as hunters benefit from having them go through our courses. Those are important motivations for us as hunters to espouse and for us as hunters to really pursue with vigor, because that is what society supports. That's what the 80% of Wisconsin that doesn't hunt likes to see and points proudly to when they talk about hunting. It's good, clean, sustainable, free-range, managed harvest of protein or meat. When we get down the road to a point where there are more and more and more non-hunters, it's going to be critical to have that support and understanding and endorsement of us as hunters and conservationists.
Thank you, hunters. You do so much for conservation and for Wisconsin's economy. When you buy hunting gear, fill your gas tanks on hunting trips, shop at local stores, eat at cafes and restaurants, and stay at motels throughout Wisconsin, you create a $4 billion ripple effect to help local businesses survive and thrive. This great economic impact is one of many ways that hunting works for Wisconsin.
I'm John with Grand Prairie Outdoors. We're in the GRO education plot. What we are doing here is we got 2 acres of land. We got over 30 blocks of forages that are 10 feet wide by 100 feet long. People can see the differences between ladino clover or alfalfa, different perennials. Whether you're an experienced or a new food plotter, tilt the table in your favor for having success. You can reach us at www.grandprairieoutdoors.com is our website. Grand Prairie Outdoors, we're a seed and nutrition company.
Deer Hunt Wisconsin 2017 is brought to you by the Range of Richfield, the ultimate shooting experience, therangewi.com. By TENPOINT Crossbow Technologies, perfection lives here, TENPOINTCrossbows.com. By Johnson's Sausage Shop and Catering of Ryo, Wisconsin, taking your venison from deer camp to freezer camp, johnsonssausage.com. And by the Cherish Wisconsin Outdoors Fund. Give now, enjoy forever. CherishWisconsin.org.
One way to recruit new hunters and conservationists is to introduce youngsters to the outdoors at an early age. The Midwest Outdoor Heritage Education Expo, an annual event held each May, gets middle school kids from all across Wisconsin outdoors for a day of fun and learning at the McKenzie Center near Poynette. Let's enjoy the sights and sounds of kids having fun and making a connection with nature and natural resources.
As many of us have been introduced as young people into outdoor recreation and valued that in our lives and conservation, that's what a great event like the Mohi event here today is doing. And I believe it's a record attendance this year. I believe we had over 2,700 youth sign up for this event. I can say on behalf of the DNR how proud we are to be part of this and to help carry on that rich outdoor conservation and recreation legacy that Wisconsin is known for.
Thank you to the sponsors for letting us try archery and other stuff.
I learned how to shoot a bow. You should definitely come here because it's really fun.
We're really excited to see these students have such a wonderful time here because they go home and they tell these stories to their siblings, their parents, maybe grandparents, aunts and uncles, and it really has a ripple effect throughout the whole family.
I liked all the opportunities to look at wildlife.
We had over 1,500 kids here today, and I didn't see any backup as far as kids having access to the professionals and the volunteers that are here talking about their different areas, and so I think we still have room to grow.
What we try and do with the fly tying program is not make them fly tyers or fly fishermen. What we do is have them tie a bluegill fly, and then we show them with a spinning float how they can use their spinning rod, attach a fly to the end of their spinning rod and go catch some bluegills. By tying the fly, they can take something they made themselves and go catch fish and get them hooked on fishing.
I think it's great for kids to be exposed to natural resources and realize that they really need to be managed. They don't just appear, you know. Trees need to be managed, to thinned out. Wildlife species need to be managed. I think kids need to realize that these things don't happen by themselves, that they can have an impact and that people have an impact on managing these resources sustainably.
Easy with that, huh? You should go hunting.
Hunters, fishers, and trappers pay for the outdoors in the state of Wisconsin. As such, our license fees, our ammunition and gun purchases, the excise tax is put into a segregated fund, and that's what's paying for everybody's use of the outdoors. And if I could get across any message at all to young people, it would be that hunting's a good thing, and it's a great way to get physical exercise.
Perfect. No instruction at all. She's gotten 3 bullseyes.
Number one, we want to instill firearm safety. No matter, sometime in their life they're going to come across a firearm. And with that, we want them to know how to handle it and handle it safely. Today's youth has really grown in the shooting scholastic sports programs, whether it's a rifle, pistol, shotgun. And with that comes a whole new responsibility, which really makes them respect and learn firearms are a lot of fun.
You should come here because there's lots of cute animals and it's really fun here.
They get to experience day-old chicks that been raised on the Pointet Game Farm that we bring in so they can have hands-on experience to what a little baby's all about, but then also to be able to educate the parents and mentors and sponsors that come in. We're all connected to bring a hunting experience to our youth.
What we're doing is creating an opportunity for people to get out and try something outdoors that they've never been able to do. You may not be an athlete, but a shooter, that's something that you can be. And so that's a positive thing to get everybody involved in a school sport or activity.
Cabela's will definitely be part of more events like this, especially with the McKenzie Center. We really love to support what they do and what they're about here. We want kids to get off of the iPhones and the iPads and iPads, all of that, and get out in the outdoors, and this is an opportunity for us to get kids excited about that kind of thing and show them what the outdoors has to offer.
150 years ago there were elk all over Wisconsin, and of course then they were none. You know, a loss of habitat. We define what habitat is for the kids, and then to hear that we can bring elk back, and now we have a population of over 225 elk, and the population is growing every year with more elk being born, young calves being born every year. It's a pretty good success story, and the kids get a positive reinforcement about what it means to have an active role in conservation management.
Events like this often spark an interest in these activities, so organizers provide participants with information about where to go from here. Students and educators learn about mentored outdoor skills training programs available in their area throughout the year, so any expo guest can take the next step towards becoming a safe and ethical hunter, angler, trapper, or birder. The Range of Richfield is Wisconsin's premier indoor shooting facility. At the split of Highways 41 and 45, this state-of-the-art facility features 12 shooting lanes, steel bullet traps, and a hospital-grade ventilation system. NRA-certified instructors offer courses in gun safety, concealed carry, and personal protection. Designed for your comfort and safety, the Range welcomes families, female shooters, corporate, and special events. The Range offers guns and ammo, camo, shooting supplies, and a variety of shooting leagues. It's the ultimate shooting experience.
Johnson's Sausage Shop in Rye, Wisconsin has been providing hand-me-down family recipes of meats and cheeses for over 17 years. Old world influences and modern practices combine at Johnson's to produce incredible meats and sausages. Their philosophy of buy local, eat fresh ensures the highest quality, taste, and sustainability. Johnson's provides custom cut, processing, and packaging of your beef, pork, lamb, or wild game. Their ability to cater to all requests has been keeping hunters from Wisconsin and abroad happy for years. Johnson's Sausage Shop. Eat deliciously.
Is it better to be strong or smart? Well, when you combine a class-leading 999cc engine with the industry's first and only intelligent four-wheel drive system, the answer is simple. It's better to be both. The Pioneer 1000 Limited Editions, the newest members of the growing Pioneer family from Honda.
Over the past few years, there have been a lot of changes in deer management here in Wisconsin. So we asked Tom Hauge, the former director of the Bureau of Wildlife Management, to weigh in on what he thinks is good about the changes and what he thinks still needs to be improved.
We still have the basic infrastructure of the deer management program that was built decades ago by some very insightful department researchers and wildlife biologists that predated me. We've got an excellent deer herd monitoring system, collecting information on reproduction on an annual basis. While we've had changes in terms of what hunters need to do in Wisconsin to record their harvest, we still do record the harvest and try to do a very good job of keeping track of it so that we can develop population estimates. We're trying to come up with new deer herd metrics that will allow us to make informed decisions in terms of managing the herd go forward. One of the important ones is just deer interactions with the forests. We do know that an overabundant deer herd can affect the forest understory and then damage it to the point to where they jeopardize their survival. And some of the research that we've seen recently done in east central Wisconsin is suggesting that the deer herd there has damaged the understory to the point when we get a severe winter, there's just no browse there to carry that deer herd through the winter, and so they have fairly high fawn mortality and even some adult mortality. And we've got a dedicated staff of wildlife biologists across the state, and our conservation wardens are, among the best in the country. So I think we have, all of the basic requirements to have a good deer management program. One of the problems facing deer managers today is we don't have all the tools in the toolbox that we used to have. When we had a previous high mark in our deer population in the state of Wisconsin, a very creative new tool was implemented across the state or in the areas that needed it. It's called the earn a buck, where you needed to shoot an antlerless deer before you were allowed to harvest a buck. That was a very effective herd management tool. That tool was lost in recent years, and as county deer advisory councils are struggling to take actions that meet their population objective, either to maintain or to decrease the herd in southern Wisconsin, where it is the most productive in the state, they need all the tools in the toolbox. One of the things that we're still working on here in Wisconsin is chronic wasting disease, and we probably will be for the foreseeable future. There's a couple of items that I would like to recommend. One is we do need to increase the amount of funding that's available for surveillance of this disease in our state. This year's plans call for the department to try to collect about 8,000 samples, and that is going to take a lot of work to collect that, but it's probably not enough samples to get a really good measure on where this disease is and what it's doing in terms of its prevalence. So we need additional resources to be able to put into that effort, probably both from the state as well as at the national level. There really does need to be a national CWD management plan. The second thing I would address is that there's a need to improve the regulations regarding deer farms that have unfortunately found CWD on their premises. The big concern is that the captive deer inside the fence can touch noses with the wild deer on the outside of the fence. And so what we need is a barrier between those two populations of deer. There is legislation that has been introduced that would make a requirement that any deer farmer that discovers CWD on their deer farm would have to install an electric fence to create that barrier between these two populations of deer. The bill has not yet gotten a hearing. I hope it does in the near future. We need that to improve the biosecurity for our wild deer herd in the state.
Chronic wasting disease was discovered in Wisconsin's deer herd in Dane County in 2002, and since then it's spread to other areas of the state. Here's the National Wildlife Health Center's CWD project leader, Brian Richards, to tell us about CWD and how we can help reduce its spread.
CWD, chronic wasting disease, is a fatal, neurodegenerative, contagious disease of North American members of the deer family. So in Wisconsin, we're talking white-tailed deer and North American elk. Chronic wasting disease is transmitted via uptake of infectious agent. CWD positive animals are shedding that infectious agent, or rogue prion protein, throughout their bodily fluids, including saliva, urine, and feces. So through close physical contact, including nose-to-nose contact, it's fairly easy to see how that infectious agent can be picked up by a healthy, naive, susceptible animal. So if you are doing anything, including baiting or feeding, which brings inordinately large numbers of deer into the same space and time, if one of those animals has CWD and is actively shedding that agent out into the environment, we enhance greatly the risk of transmission at those sites. In areas of southwestern Wisconsin, prevalence, or the proportion of animals that are CWD positive, has risen dramatically. In the north central portion of Iowa County, in excess of 40% of adult males now are infected with chronic wasting disease. So you get into these older age categories, especially of males, and if you harvest a 3.5, 4.5-year-old buck, literally it's a coin flip as to whether this deer has CWD. A recent scientific study involving CWD was conducted using macaques, a close primate relative of humans. Some of the animals in this study were fed CWD positive venison, the same thing you or I might consume if we don't get our deer tested. And several of these animals did contract chronic wasting disease. To date, there are no known instances where CWD has breached that barrier and caused disease in humans. However, the bulk of the science conducted suggests that there is a small positive chance that CWD could cross over into human hosts. It does not, however, indicate that CWD will transmit into a human disease. Hunters often ask whether they should be concerned and what type of precautions they should take regarding the consumption of CWD positive meat. The World Health Organization has been very consistent since the 1990s and recommends that no portion of any animal with a transmissible spongiform encephalopathy, including CWD, enter the human and/or animal food chains. The United States Centers for Disease Control also has published guidelines and recommendations out there for hunters. Their recommendations are that if you hunt in an area where CWD is known to exist, that you strongly consider getting your deer tested. And if that deer tests positive for CWD, that you should not consume any portion of that animal. One of the most significant precautions that hunters can take is with regard to carcass management. It's very possible that a hunter from northern Wisconsin could come down and enjoy deer hunting as they always have in north central Iowa County. Very easy to suggest that if they kill that big 3.5, 4.5-year-old buck, that deer may be carrying CWD. If they take that deer back home to northern Wisconsin, butcher it up the way they always have, and then discard carcass parts, bones, hide, things like that, out in the environment, there's a strong potential that action could inadvertently move CWD to northern Wisconsin. We suggest that they take carcass parts to a landfill. Make sure those parts end up underground as opposed to out on the ground where they constitute a disease transmission risk. Go hunting this fall. Be safe, have fun, spread the hunting heritage. And if you're hunting where CWD exists, consider having your deer tested, and please make sure that carcass does not end up out in the environment.
Regardless of where you hunt in Wisconsin, it's a good idea to have your deer tested for CWD. There are collection and sampling stations in the CWD-affected areas of southern Wisconsin and elsewhere in the state. You can find a sampling station near you on the DNR website under keywords CWD sampling. Related to CWD monitoring, there are some changes in the baiting and feeding regulations this year. In some counties where baiting and feeding were banned, it's now legal to use bait because no new cases of CWD have been found. County regulations will continue to change as new cases are found, or if no new cases are detected within a certain time frame. Check the Deer Hunt Wisconsin Facebook page for updates.
Unless you've worked with our land experts, you don't know what to expect. And until you've shared this with us, you won't know what you're missing. We are hunters and land professionals alike. We are United Country, serving you on your quest for hunting or recreational property. Bottom line, we work for you. UC Hunting Properties. Stand on your investment.
For over 60 years, Mech Shooting Sports has been designing, building, and servicing the best shot shell reloaders in the world. Every Mech product is made with the quality and reliability you expect, including our clay target machines and our new metallic press, the Mech Marksman. From reloading bench to the field, Mech Shooting Sports is the brand you trust. For more information, visit www.mechshootingsports.com.
The land is the heart of Wisconsin, and it takes all of us to protect it for our children and grandchildren. The Cherish Wisconsin Outdoors Fund cares for our public lands now and forever. When you purchase your hunting or fishing license or book a campsite, a small donation will support habitat management and restoration for game and endangered wildlife. Just check the box, insert your donation amount, and know that you will make a huge impact. Cherish Wisconsin Outdoors Fund. Give now, enjoy forever.
I'm Travis T-Bone Turner, co-host of Bone Collector and a proud member of Whitetails Unlimited. Do you have buck fever? You can ease the pain by holding or attending a Whitetails banquet in your neck of the woods. These action-packed events offer great food and prizes, guns galore, and so much more. 50 cents out of every net dollar raised is spent on projects in your hometown. Call this number or go to our website to find events and a field director for your area. Get started today and find a cure for that old buck fever.
With another mild winter, a very wet summer, and reports of increased sightings, deer-car collisions, and other measurable data throughout the state, all indicators point toward high expectations for an excellent deer hunting season in 2017. Here's a forecast for the upcoming gun deer season provided by DNR biologists from around the state. Across the 19-county West Central District, wildlife biologists are optimistic about deer hunting opportunities for this year. The West Central District lies within 3 distinct deer management zones: southern farmland, central farmland, and central forest. From St. Croix County in the north to Crawford County in the south, deer in the farmland zones are doing well, and hunters can expect an increase in deer numbers from those seen in 2016. Deer numbers in the central forest zone, while lower overall than those in the farmland zones, have also improved from 2016 levels. This year's favorable growing season has set the stage for abundant soft and hard mass crops. These food sources may influence deer movement and behavior until they're depleted. Hunters should pay particular attention to areas with concentrations of white and bur oak. Deer in the northern district came through the mild winter in good condition. Early spring greenup provided good nutrition, and better than average fawn production helped boost deer numbers across the north. With back-to-back mild winters and deer with strong fat reserves, hunters could see larger bucks with greater antler development this fall. Large blocks of public or public access lands managed for young forest deer habitat exist in this part of the state. In the past few years, public land managers have reported less hunting pressure. Not only are deer numbers growing, but decreased pressure can help bucks move into the more mature age classes. Twin and triplet fawn sightings were reported in some areas. Ashland, Iron, and Vilas counties will have a bucks-only season structure this year, but hunters should expect to see more antlerless deer and yearling bucks than last year. In the Northeast District, thanks to very good fawn production and survival over the past 2 years, there will be more adult bucks available for harvest this fall, and predicted buck harvests are higher in every county in the district. Most counties are offering multiple antlerless tags with each deer license sold this year, and Door County is issuing an unprecedented 5 antlerless tags with each license. The deer donation program is very active in this area, and it's a great way to put any extra deer to use in the community. Chronic wasting disease has not been detected in free-ranging deer in the Northeast District, but it is present in one Oconto County deer farm. Most counties near locations of known CWD have deer populations considered too high to be in healthy balance with the land. Hunters are encouraged to follow their County Deer Advisory Council recommendations for antlerless deer harvest in consideration of long-term deer herd sustainability. Consecutive mild winters, combined with a reduced antlerless harvest since 2014, have led to herd growth across the 18-county Southern District, all of which falls within the Southern Farmland Zone. Hunters should see antlerless deer numbers slightly higher than last fall. The district has a wide range of deer habitat types, from the high wooded ridges and coulees in the southwest to the flatter agricultural landscapes in Greene, Rock, and Walworth counties along the Illinois border, rolling southern kettles in the east, and extensive wetland and woodland areas of Dodge, Jefferson, and Columbia counties. As a result, local deer numbers can vary dramatically from 1 square mile to the next. Most deer are harvested on private property, which makes up more than 90% of the landscape. But good deer hunting can also be found on the thousands of acres of county, state, and federal lands open to deer hunting in southern Wisconsin. And if you hunt in the Southern District, you may encounter deer or coyotes wearing ear tags and/or radio transmitting collars. These animals are legal to hunt, but if you shoot one, be sure to call the number on the tag or collar to report the kill and to have a DNR staffer pick up the collar.
Raw power and speed. Meet American-made precision. Its reverse draw design and ultralight carbon fiber barrel make the Carbon Nitro RDX the perfect hunting machine. 10-point. Perfection lives here.
Johnson's Sausage Shop in Rye, Wisconsin has been providing hand-me-down family recipes of meats and cheeses for over 17 years. Old world influences and modern practices combine at Johnson's to produce incredible meats and sausages. Their philosophy of buy local, eat fresh ensures the highest quality, taste, and sustainability. Johnson's provides custom cut, processing, and packaging of your beef, pork, lamb, or wild game. Their ability to cater to all requests has been keeping hunters from Wisconsin and abroad happy for years. Johnson's Sausage Shop. Eat deliciously.
The Range of Richfield is Wisconsin's premier indoor shooting facility. At the split of Highways 41 and 45, this state-of-the-art facility features 12 shooting lanes, steel bullet traps, and a hospital-grade ventilation system. NRA-certified instructors offer courses in gun safety, concealed carry, and personal protection. Designed for your comfort and safety, the Range welcomes families, female shooters, corporate, and special events. The Range offers guns and ammo, camo, shooting supplies, and a variety of shooting leagues. It's the ultimate shooting experience.
Ready to work smart as well as hard? Polar trailers and carts are designed to tackle any project, big or small. Whether it's in the yard, on the farm, or in the field, Polar makes tough projects simple. Tilt and swivel trailer frames let you dump your payload anywhere you want. Heavy-duty polyethylene tubs won't rust or dent, ever. Assembly is easy, right out of the box. And rigorously tested, Polar trailers and carts are backed by a 3-year warranty. Polar trailers and carts, built for lawn, garden, farm, or field.
Raw power and speed. Meet American-made precision. Its reverse draw design and ultralight carbon fiber barrel make the Carbon Nitro RDX the perfect hunting machine. 10-point. Perfection lives here.
Some Wisconsin county parks allow hunting along with other recreational activities. So we asked Dane County Parks Director Darren Marsh to tell us about some of those opportunities.
Well, Dane County is blessed. We've got a great outdoor community, and Dane County Parks provides over 15,000 acres of public lands to use. We've got some great outdoor activities for hunters. We provide over 3,500 acres of public hunting lands, just like DNR hunting lands. Matter of fact, we cooperate with them quite a bit. We also have an archery program that we do each year for limited access archery permits that we have about 6,300 acres in. It's a quality archery program where we have over 400 people applying each year for about 180 permits that we give out. So we base it on the number of acres available to the archers, and we track that. We try to get people back into the bedding areas of these parks, and our goal and objective associated with those is to try to keep the deer moving so we don't create refuges in our county park system. So when you think of a county park, some people may think of, well, it's just broadly wide open with picnic tables and shelters. That's not the way our county park system is set up. Our system is set up to take in the natural resources of the site, and then we provide public access into those natural resource areas. So by working cooperatively with our hunting community, we can do management on those properties, and we can try to control and manage the deer herds. We work cooperatively with the Department of Natural Resources in our DMAP program. We took advantage of the opportunity to join in with that so that we could communicate directly with their wildlife biologists, help us on management of our properties, look at ways that we can collect data going into the future on our properties. And so it has been a benefit to the Dane County community, the archers, the hunters that we work with, to get that data, and so we can provide more opportunities on our land. Some of the benefits for that is that if we want to harvest more deer in a certain area, we can provide more antlerless permits associated with that. The DNR also help us very closely as providing background information for diseases like chronic wasting and how to handle deer properly. They also provide us information related to posting out in the parks that we may want to have. So we work with the DMAP program where we can work directly with their professionals and their scientists to help us manage our land, and that's been a benefit for us. We want people to come out to our county park systems. We've got wonderful opportunities, and it's a broad spectrum of uses that we have in our park systems. Everything from hunting, fishing, hiking, you name it, we can try to provide for those things.
Many hunters plant food plots to attract deer during the hunting season, but good nutrition is important to keep deer healthy year-round. Here's habitat consultant Art Helen to share some thoughts on deer nutrition, and as Art tells us, it takes more than corn to sustain deer.
We have to quit thinking like farmers. We're deer farmers. We have to diversify our food sources. We can't have just beans and corn like we have here, because if we have strictly beans and corn, this time of year, you look at season just opened, they're all dried up, they're disappearing on us, so the deer are moving off them. So how do we complement that? We complement it with clovers, with chicory, with different mixes of that, alfalfas. In our beans, early in the year, we go back the end of July, the first part of August, even mid-August, depending on where you are in the country. We'll overseed these beans with brassicas, even our cornfields, to give it an entire 365-day-a-year food source. That way we give them a spring, summer food, we give them that summer, fall, and we give them that fall, winter, and give them that entire food source throughout the entire year by mixing those in with your beans and corn. So you've got to think like a deer farmer, not an agricultural farmer. They need that green, they need the brassicas, they need winter wheat, they need clovers, they need alfalfas. They need different things to get that tonnage in their system to rebuild that fat that they've burned off during the rut, especially those older bucks. I hear it all the time, you know, well, they aren't eating the bulbs. They aren't eating the bulbs off the radishes or the turnips or, you know, different types of bulb food sources. They're not going to until late, because that's when they need that sugar. After that's frozen, they'll come in there and they'll start eating that. But early in the season, right after rut, you're going to see a lot of them eating that tonnage. That's what you want them to eat, is the green tops, the winter wheat, different green fields, because that has your nutritional values in it and your tonnage, which puts that weight back on, which helps them survive the winter. It makes your herd healthier overall.
Dan Small here for SCI Badgerland, my home chapter of Safari Club International, a great group of guys and gals who welcome new members and invite you to join us at one of our monthly meetings or Hunters Expo at the Marriott West in Middleton, February 16th and 17th. You could win great prizes, including guns and Hunts with Top Outfitter, and help us raise funds for conservation, education, and hunters' rights in Wisconsin. SCIBadgerland.com. Hope to see you there.
The land is the heart of Wisconsin, and it takes all of us to protect it for our children and grandchildren. The Cherish Wisconsin Outdoors Fund cares for our public lands now and forever. When you purchase your hunting or fishing license or book a campsite, a small donation will support habitat management and restoration for game and endangered wildlife. Just check the box, insert your donation amount, and know that you will make a huge impact. Cherish Wisconsin Outdoors Fund. Give now, enjoy forever.
Deer Hunt Wisconsin 2017 is brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Tourism. Visit travelwisconsin.com and let the fun begin. By Wisconsin Outdoor News, the sportsman's choice for news and information, wisconsin.outdoornews.com. By Scent Killer Gold, America's top brand. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt. And by the Honda Pioneer 1000 side-by-side, the biggest member of the Pioneer family, powersports.honda.com.
Earlier in the show, Keith Warnke mentioned that hunters' dollars pay for conservation, and hunting supports some 30,000 jobs in Wisconsin. Here's UW-Madison Professor Emeritus Scott Craven to tell us more about the economic impact of hunting.
Hunting in general is a huge enterprise, very important economically, both at the national level, with a total impact just released in a new survey of around $25 billion. And if you boil that down to the state level, with each hunter in that national survey spending on average $2,237, and do a little bit of math, all of a sudden the impact in Wisconsin is somewhere between $2 and $3 billion in terms of total economic impact. And it supports about 30,000 jobs in Wisconsin. So it's a big deal, not a business per se, but it does impact and improve the situation for many types of businesses across Wisconsin. The lion's share of the economic impact comes from deer hunting. You know, Wisconsin has about 700,000 hunters. Most of those, they may hunt other things, but they're deer hunters, tried and true. We still put about 600,000 gun hunters in the woods just before Thanksgiving, and those people are spending a lot of money on all the things you'd expect: travel and lodging, guns and ammunition, equipment of all types. Nationally, I think it's about half of expenditures are on equipment, only 3% surprisingly on licenses and fees. So the deer hunting component really drives the economic system. I think people tend to forget that there's a negative side too. Deer vehicle collisions are just a terribly costly thing in the state. Crop damage is a big issue, landscape problems, and other nuisance and damage situations. But the hunting situation, removing several 100,000 deer a year, mitigates some of those negatives. So essentially you kind of add that to the positives. And on balance, the bottom line is that deer are very important in a positive economic sense to Wisconsin. But the horizon is a little murky, primarily because of, in my opinion, the threat of chronic wasting disease. If chronic wasting disease continues to spread, both in its geographic spread and its incidence rate, then ultimately that could be very bad for this positive economic picture that I've tried to paint. Beyond the actual dollars that change hands, it's hard to put a value on many other things related to deer. The idea of families getting back together again, or where there's a holiday hunt, people getting a chance to go deer hunting during the holidays. Not many deer are taken during that hunt, but it's just a great opportunity for people to get out and do something after the melee of Christmas morning. Hey, let's go deer hunting for a few hours. So there are lots of other aesthetic issues and non-economic issues that that boost the value even beyond the dollars that change hands.
For many Wisconsinites, deer hunting's an important family tradition. Let's see how one dad is sharing this tradition with his 2 young sons.
I had 8 brothers, and they took me out, and with a family of 15, pork and beef gets expensive, so we all got a deer hunt license, a rabbit hunt license, squirrel license, all that kind of good stuff. And I believe it made me a better man, and today I get to share it with my 2 wonderful boys. I took them to my hunting hole, I call it. It's a enclosed blind. He decided to take a nap after a long day. He had football practice and stuff.
He woke me up and I thought he was joking around, so I fell back asleep, and then I actually looked, and there was 2 deer. So she kept looking at us, so we opened the window where she wasn't looking, and then she was about to run up the hill, and we went, and I got her in the scope and shot her.
When you take a young kid hunting, you don't worry about getting something every time. Just them getting the chance and the opportunity.
You know what I really like about hunting? It's so quiet and peaceful.
Being there and having chances, father-son kind of bond is a wonderful thing. So if anyone ever gets a chance to do that, go ahead and take the opportunity. Even if you don't hunt, if somebody offers you, go sit with them, see what it's like. Hopefully when I'm old and wise, you guys will take me out hunting. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Is it better to be strong or smart? Well, when you combine a class-leading 999cc engine with the industry's first and only intelligent 4-wheel drive system, the answer is simple. It's better to be both. The Pioneer 1000 Limited Editions, the newest members of the growing Pioneer family from Honda.
Want to be a better hunter? A better angler? Then subscribe to the best outdoor publication in the state, Outdoor News. You'll receive the latest outdoor news and information hunters want and anglers need. In each issue, you'll learn where the fish are biting, the best hunting spots, lake maps, tips from pros, and timely outdoor news you won't find anywhere else. Best of all, it's all about Wisconsin outdoors. Subscribing is easy. Just go to outdoornews.com or call 800-535-5191. Outdoor News is the sportsman's choice for outdoor information.
Scent Killer Gold attacks a wide range of odors, but most importantly, human odor. To make things even better, Wildlife Research Center just came out with Hunt Dry Technology Plus. It's now 99% effective at stopping replicated human odor 20 days after drying in testing at Rutgers University. It's simple. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt.
Deer Hunt Wisconsin 2017 is brought to you by the Range of Richfield, the ultimate shooting experience, therangewi.com. By TENPOINT Crossbow Technologies, perfection lives here, TENPOINTCrossbows.com. By Johnson's Sausage Shop and Catering of Ryo, Wisconsin, taking your venison from deer camp to freezer camp, johnsonssausage.com. And by the Cherish Wisconsin Outdoors Fund. Give now, enjoy forever, cherishwisconsin.org.
Shooting accidents have declined now that hunter education is required of new hunters, but unfortunately, tree stand accidents are on the rise. In fact, as many as 1 deer hunter in 3 will fall from a tree stand sometime during his or her hunting career. Here's a first-hand account of one hunter whose life was saved by a safety harness.
There was a day when hunter safety devices weren't available. And even when they became available, I couldn't really afford them for all of my tree stands. But I've changed my mind from incidents that have happened in the last few years. Last year I was bow hunting and I was descending a tree. And when I got down to the second step from the top, the tree stand ladder came unbuckled. The second one snapped, and then I really feared for my life. But just as I was thinking this is it, my safety device locked in, and that saved me. And that enabled me to get down the rest of the tree safely. Once I got down on the ground and was still sweating, I realized that not only could I have been paralyzed, but I could have lost my life. So I tell my friends when they're hunting, if they value their lives and want to live another day and to hunt another day, they should do like I do and always buckle up before they go up a tree stand.
Before you head into the woods this season, be sure to sight in your rifle, pistol, shotgun, or muzzleloader. You can do this at a number of public and private ranges around the state, including several state-owned facilities. Many sportsmen's clubs and shooting ranges are open to the public, and some hold sight-in clinics prior to deer season. You'll find more on everything we've covered on the Deer Hunt Wisconsin YouTube channel and Facebook page. I'm Dan Small. Have a safe and successful deer season, and be sure to join us again next year for another episode of Deer Hunt Wisconsin. Wow. Anytime, night or day. I love it.